The blue homeland defenses were in a tight spot. The majority of their tiny home guard had been wiped out in the small defensive stands that they had been taking. Commander Barr of the Blue Nation realized he needed to make some sort of a plan fast, or all would be lost on the island. The majority of his army was still located on the mainland of the Plastic Kingdom and couldn't make it to the Blue Shores in time to aid their men. So he thought of a solution that was a bit out of the ordinary. He called a meeting with the infamous Yellow Marauders. The pirate captain of the Yellow Nation's name was Yeller. These pirates were notorious for their speedy and reliable ships and for their ferocious fighting. However, in large-scale battles, they were less reliable. "Captain Yeller, thank you for meeting with me," Commander Barr said. Yeah, what is it that you need, Barr?" "The remainder of the Blue Army is stranded on the homeland. It seems inevitable that the Purples will manage to overrun their position and kill the remaining soldiers. I want you to help evacuate our men and bring them to us." "And, how do you suppose we do that?" Yeller asked. "I've come up with a plan. My men are positioned on the northernmost coastal defenses on the island. They've turned their weapons inland towards the oncoming enemy and are going to try their best to repel them. But the Purple numbers are too great. They will surely fail. What you and your men will do is sail onto the beaches and charge against the oncoming Purples in order to support my men. Once the Purples have been defeated, you board your ships and get out of there, for more Purples will surely be on the way. This is, risky, but it just might work. But I'm warning you, it'll cost you." "The cost is no matter, Yeller. We will pay you when the job is finished. You have my word." "Very well. We set sail at dawn." Hey guys, what's going on? Daily Tactics, Daily Tactics. I honestly didn't mean to put on a Midwestern accent like that. Daily Tactics here, and we are back with another episode of the Army Men Civil War series. And today we have a blue evacuation. Commander Barr has decided that all hope is lost on this front of the war. The island has been overthrown, and he has told the Blues here to hold out for as long as they can until their new yellow hired guns, basically. They're not really allies, but they're more hired guns, these guys here, show up. And so the pirates have shown up just in the nick of time because the Purple Army looms overhead. And so the Blues have a few coastal defensives left at their disposal. They got 3 of these pack guns. One's over here, one's in the middle, and one's on the far right over here. So basically, they're going to hold out. The yellows are going to reinforce them, and they're going to try and beat back the purples. If they are successful in beating back the purples, then they are going to retreat back into these yellow ships and move off the coastline into the bigger yellow cruisers that are supposedly waiting for them further on, and they're going to get out of this mainland. It's a tactical retreat. They will surely be back because, I mean, they wouldn't just abandon their homeland, you know. But there's no sense in losing their army right now in a losing fight. The Blues are all about tactics, and this seems like the best tactic for them. So, yeah, I think it's going to be a fairly interesting battle. I'd like to see what happens. I've run it a few times, and it's roughly 50-50. Half the time the purples win, half the time the blue and yellows win. So yeah, let's go ahead and press start. I am not going to be touching any units this time around. I'm purely letting them do their own thing, except for the tank track rule, and then there's no really retreat rule in this case because there's nowhere for the Blues to really retreat to, so they're gonna have to stay put. So we have our usual runners out in the front. I ain't touching them. I ain't risking getting yelled at in the comment section for this video, although I probably will. I'm trying to appease to you guys. So we have our front runners here of the purples just absolutely booking it forward, while the more sensible units are staying in the back. The tanks are obviously trying to catch up with these front runners, and their kamikaze tactics are immediately failing, as many of them are just getting absolutely butchered by both the pack guns who are launching HE shells at them, like we can see right there, as well as we see just tons of tracer rounds from MGs, rifles, you name it, coming in and just demolishing these guys. But now the main force has somewhat arrived. Oh my goodness, purple tanks already just getting blown to smithereens, with others following behind, lobbing a few shells. It looks like this pack gun has already been destroyed, but the yellows are now here to help out their blue brothers. They're running around trying to support the blues, who are would probably lose without the help of the yellows. I just don't think they'd have enough infantrymen, but the yellows are here reinforcing. They're trying to get into some advanced positioning here. And the purple tanks are suffering some big losses. They've already lost 3 over here. And the ones over here are also taking losses. Looks like 2 more over here have died. And a third just goes down as well. These blue pack guns are doing their job just super well, although one of them has died, but the other 2 seem to be doing an absolutely astounding job. Looks like some of the yellows have gone down. They are charging a little bit farther forward than I would charge them, but I mean, they can do whatever they like. It seems like the purple tanks have just been all halted, and now it's up to the purple horde alone to do this fighting. Looks like we've got an offshoot of... Hey guys, sorry about that. Someone had knocked on my door and I had to go and grab it real quick. But back to the battle here, we still see soldiers just rounding off their weapons here. I'm not seeing a lot of blue losses, but I'm seeing quite a few yellow losses, and I think that's just because the yellows are running a little too far forward. I think hopefully they'll realize they're overextending themselves and they'll fall back into the blue positions. Because, I mean, look at this. They're just out in the open here. But like we said, yellows aren't really known for their savvy in larger scale battles. They're better at smaller engagements, probably ship-to-ship engagements, things like that, you know, smaller skirmishes. Oh my god, a barrel of oil over here has blown up, taking out... Oh my god, that's a lot of purples. Just burnt immediately. That is absolutely brutal. I wonder if the blues had planned it. So the left side is now hurting horribly as they've lost countless men in that little explosion there, but now they've got some fighting in these grapevines here. Although many of the men are dying, this is not sufficient cover. Yeah, but the blue trench line is still doing well. It looks like some of the yellows have fallen back to the blue trench line minorly and are being a little bit more sensible and a little bit more conservative in their fighting. Still, we hear the pack guns rounding off. These yellows are just getting cocky. I mean, look, there's an entire wall of purple resistance up here waiting for them to roll over that hill. Going this far forward is just foolish, but I mean, they are pirates, so I guess they're cocky or whatever. Still more explosions going off from those pack guns. The purples really need to take care of those if they are to really advance further whatsoever. And the yellows are continuing to go forward. Man, the yellows have suffered a lot of losses, but I guess that works to the benefit of the blues because the yellows are standing out in the middle, whereas the blues are nice and undercover behind them while the yellows take on all the cannon fodder. This cannon is actually still alive. The crew might have just been knocked out, or I was just wrong. I don't know, but this thing is still kicking. No, I thought it had been destroyed. It does look like the purple advance has been somewhat halted. The purple still have plenty of soldiers left to combat the yellow and blues, but they're sort of getting stuck in this sort of line right here. Most of them just kind of getting stalled out, you know? With the occasional explosion going off, killing a few of them. There was no one over here, so I don't understand what they were shooting at. Oh, maybe they just undershot those guys. Let's unclip camera position so we can get some better angles here. This is an awkward map for viewing. Alright, just the camera angle with it all is not the finest, but that's okay. It seems like the yellows are now starting to hug underneath this hill, which is a nice little safe zone for them where they can't exactly get shot at too badly by the purples. They've sort of realized, hey, this no man's land area is a horrible place to be. Well, not all of them. A few of them are still sticking around over there with their derpy little Robin Hood pirate hats. But yeah, it's tough. It's tough to be a yellow right now. They're just not good at this kind of combat apparently, because look at them. They're still going forward, which is just ridiculous. At least they're probably getting some kills on these purples, but they should really stick behind with the blues. That would just be a smarter move. Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, it's alright. The left side over here is just completely demolished. There's no resistance over there, and the blues over here are just chilling. They're supporting the middle a bit more now. The middle is probably the place with the most purple soldiers, although they are still taking losses around here. It's not looking good. The right side over here has just been totally wiped out. That explosion up here caused so much damage. That was ridiculous. And so there are very few purples left over here. Although the purples have done a great job in attacking this way. They managed to take out this pack gun for one. Not to mention a ton of yellow and blue soldiers over here died. Also, one random purple soldier made it very, very far, which is pretty impressive. Alright. And this bad boy is still rounding off shells into the enemy. Honestly, the blues haven't suffered that many losses. I mean, they've suffered a good amount, but it seems like the yellows are really hurting while the blues are getting away fairly scot-free. There aren't that many purples left alive. Some guys are just kind of hanging out in the very back here. Okay, I will move these guys forward because they're not doing anything. I won't move them too far forward so they won't, like, die immediately, but I am going to move them forward because they're not doing diddly squat. Seems like we have a yellow assault going on over here. These guys are actually cresting over the hill and trying to take out some of these purples that are resisting in this broken down house. I assume the yellows just want to take care of this enemy and get out of here as fast as possible, which is why they're being so aggressive, maybe. They don't want to risk the purples coming in with reinforcements or anything like that before they can get their mission accomplished and they can get paid, you know? The yellows really don't have any loyalty to anyone except for money, so we could see them working in the future for the greens, we could see them working for the grays and the purples. It really doesn't matter to them. They just want a paycheck, you know? They're pirates. That's what they are. It's in their blood. So yeah, things are starting to quiet down a little bit. I would definitely preemptively call this a blue victory. I mean, I wouldn't call it a yellow victory per se, because look at the cost for the yellows here. They better be getting a pretty good payday. But definitely for the blues, huge victory, because look, there's barely any dead blues. I mean, it's an evacuation though, so can you really call it a victory when they have to get out of dodge anyway? Oof. Cannon trying to take out these guys behind this tank, but the tank managed to provide them just enough cover. If it had rolled over, it would have killed these guys, but they're still managing to live, while these yellows advance on them further and further. Yeah, there's still a few guys up here who didn't get roasted in that fire, but just not a lot of... Sorry, these are purples, not yellows. I always call the things the wrong names. Someone just blew up horribly, and you could hear that blood-curdling scream. Alright, so it looks like... Oh my god, there are purple men back here? That's crazy. Okay, there's only about 20 purples left alive, so I'm going to go ahead and start the evacuation here. It's clear the purples just cannot win at this point, so we're going to start moving these blue men backwards, getting them out of their defensive positions, and starting to evacuate them, because this was really only a small portion of the purple army that is now on the mainland here, and more could be coming any minute here, and this position just really isn't strong enough to overthrow too many purples. Looks like these purples who flanked them here are resisting the blues who are coming forward, managing actually to land a few kills here. The blues probably weren't expecting this, expecting resistance behind their lines, but these purples somehow snuck back there. This guy's like way back here, which is kind of weird. And this one purple with an LMG is just roasting these blues, actually. I'm surprised he has yet to die. He's doing an astounding job, but he does go down eventually. Alright, so let's continue this evacuation. First of all, let's get these vehicles undone. This got 4 vehicle kills and 22 infantry kills. That's very good. This got 35 infantry kills and 4 vehicle kills. How much did this one get? This one got 21 infantry kills and 2 vehicle kills. Nice. This one soldier, Benjamin Jenkins, with an LMG got 2 kills. This man with an SMG got no kills. We're going to leave him here to cover their men's retreat. Alright, these yellow soldiers, why don't you guys get back? And why don't we just call the full retreat now? Get to the beaches, get to the ships. We are getting the heck out of here. For the blues. The purples can stay, because, I mean, overall they won the island, but they've lost this battle, allowing a fairly good remainder of troopers to get away. Are you guys able to swim to these? What's the deal? Oh man, we might have to scooch them up. That's my bad. I thought they'd be able to like get to them, but apparently they can't. So let's scooch them up ever so slightly. And now can you get in them? What's the problem, lads? Come on. What's the dealio? There we go. Alright, so they're going to hop in here. Oh, what's going on? Who are y'all shooting at? This ship? Why, though? Alright, I don't know why they're shooting at this ship. Okay, either way, a blue victory in this case. The yellows suffered heavy, heavy losses. Let's check out the field real quick. So, this is basically the end of the battle. The red is the dead purples, which is just a ton, including their tanks. That's a lot of dead men. And the yellow are the dead blues and yellows, which is a fair amount. The blues probably lost, I don't know, 30, 40 men, and the yellows probably lost 60, 70 maybe, which is a lot. A lot of dudes went down for the yellows. They were foolish with their men, moving so far forward. I mean, heck, that's okay. They can do what they want. How did these guys die? What? There's a purple soldier, like, apparently around here somewhere? There's a purple. How'd you get out here? What? I'm so confused. How are these men dying? Okay, whatever. This is the end of the episode. The blues have managed to get away. I mean, they'll just get in these ships and evacuate. But thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Comment, rate, and subscribe if you did. And I'll see y'all later. Peace. I hope you guys enjoyed that video. Be sure to click that subscribe button for more content. And hit the notification bell if you'd like to be alerted to whenever I live stream or upload. Thanks so much.